My fiancé asked to postpone our wedding because his ex-wife has stage 4 cancer and moved into her apartment to take care of her while she gets treatment. Max and I had been together for 2 years, engaged for 9 months with our wedding set for early January. I'd never had any reason to doubt him. 3 months ago, his ex-wife Caroline contacted him out of the blue. They'd been high school sweethearts who married at 22, divorced after 2 years on good terms, but hadn't kept in touch. She was in town and wanted to meet for coffee. Over coffee, she told him she'd been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. Her odds of survival were low. Caroline's parents had died shortly after she married Max. She had no siblings, and the rest of her family lived overseas. She described Max as the closest thing to family she had left. The next day, Max had her over to our apartment, and she was completely lovely, clearly trying to be optimistic, even facing her life potentially ending before she turned 30. I fully supported Max being there for her. Her first surgery was later that month. Max flew across the country to the West Coast and checked into a hotel near her apartment. We spoke on the phone or Skype almost every day for the 2 weeks he was there. Unfortunately, the surgery wasn't entirely successful. Her doctors moved to chemo. Max came home to explain that Caroline's treatment plan would begin in July and end in late January. She wanted him with her at all times. We couldn't afford a hotel until January, so he moved into her apartment, sleeping on her sofa. We continued to Skype a couple times a week. Yesterday, Max told me that based on Caroline's condition, he wouldn't feel right leaving her so close to the end of her treatment. He wanted to postpone our wedding until February so he could stay with her until her treatment was over. I felt awful for resenting Caroline at all. She has cancer, she's suffering, but the resentment was still there. I resented her for needing Max constantly. I resented Max for agreeing to this. We wouldn't be seeing each other in person for months on top of our wedding being postponed. After reading advice, I decided to speak with him. I told him I didn't want him living there until February. I suggested we brainstorm a schedule that allowed him to continue visiting her, even postponing our honeymoon, and using that money to fund plane tickets. I offered our spare bedroom if Caroline wanted to move here for treatment. Max didn't speak much, just listened. When I asked him to please say something, he told me the truth. Caroline was never stage 4. She was stage 2. He assured me the rest was true. The surgery, the chemo treatment plan, but her chances of survival were far greater than he'd led me to believe. Max said he lied because he felt it was the only way I could understand his need to be with her. He thought if her situation seemed less dire, I wouldn't agree to him moving across the country for her. He admitted to telling Caroline that our wedding had been postponed to August, giving her the impression that him being away until February would be no problem. He'd also been the one insisting on remaining by her side. After her surgery, Caroline had given him permission to return home, saying it wouldn't be fair to pressure him. As much as she would have liked him there, he refused to leave. He told her that I supported this decision fully. Max swore he wasn't in love with her still, but I couldn't believe that. He'd lied to my face before she even visited our apartment. He'd warned me not to mention her being stage 4, as she was still extremely sensitive about it. I completely bought into that lie. He put his past with her over his future with me. I told him I'd be moving out as soon as possible. He kept apologizing, not very sincerely, just sounding tired. When I said I'd be moving out, he replied, "That's probably for the best. I'm realizing he checked out of this relationship a while ago. I'm moving back to my parents' house and canceling the wedding." Caroline's been completely innocent throughout all of this. My goal now is to be out before he comes home.